Jonathan Lee Riches Investigates. I am working around the clock on the Bryan Kohberger Idaho 4 case, covering the case, trying to get records, trying to get information, public records requests with agencies throughout the Idaho, Washington, and Pennsylvania areas. I sent an email to Ann Taylor. Email to Ann Taylor, Bryan Kohberger's public defender. And I'm going to share with you the email I sent to her, and then we will further discuss. Check it out. This is an Idaho public records request I sent to Ann Taylor, Bryan Kohberger's public defender. I emailed her a public records request. This email is listed in the public court documents to the Bryan Kohberger case. Original Media Group seeks the following open records under Idaho law. All records regarding Ann Taylor's representation of Kara Carnodal. All records of Ann Taylor's representation of Benjamin Mogan. All records of Ann Taylor's representation of Corey Hatrock. Failure to respond to this public records request by law will result in litigation against you. Respectfully, Jonathan, Original Media Group. I sent this to Bryan Kohberger's public defender, Ann Taylor. Public records request. Ann Taylor is a public official. The public defenders are paid for by the taxpayers in Idaho. Therefore, they are subjected to open records. And send her an email. She has to respond by law. There's a certain time frame she has to respond. I believe it's a few business days. Now, she can deny the records request that I asked for, the records. She can deny, but she has to respond. Or her agency, she'll probably pass it forward to like a records officer, an open records officer. Usually departments have an open records officer, so she's definitely going to get the email. The question is, what is her ties with Ben Mogan, Madison Mogan's father? What is her ties with Corey Hatrock, Madison Mogan's stepmom? And what is her ties with Kara Carnodal, Xana's mother? What is her ties with those three people? Because we're hearing that she represented them, those three, at different points in the past. Now she's representing Bryan Kohberger. We think it's a public conflict of interest. I do think it's a conflict of interest. I think that Ann Taylor should recuse herself from the Bryan Kohberger case because she defended three victims' family members in the past. So I'm getting records. When I get those records, I will share with all of you. Keep fighting, keep digging, keep looking into this matter. No stone left unturned. The light is shined. Shine the sunlight on darkness. We'll talk soon. Everyone be safe. Justice for the victims and their families. Subscribe to my channel because I got a lot of videos out. And I'm going to continue to post and share documents and information like I've been doing for the last few months since this tragedy occurred. Will Ann Taylor recuse herself from the Bryan Kohberger case? Will Judge Marshall, the judge, throw her out? Say, nope, no more. Because the longer she's on the case, that's costing the taxpayers money. And then eventually, if she gets thrown off the case, it was a waste of taxpayers' money. Plus, if she stays on the case, that definitely gives Bryan Kohberger grounds of appeal once he's convicted because of her prior representation with the victims. Of course, Bryan Kohberger will raise that kind of issue on appeal. So, I think in the best interest of justice that Ann Taylor should step aside. Leave the case and get a public defender for Bryan Kohberger or a private counsel paid by the taxpayers, because you can do that too if there's no public defender available. And how come he doesn't have a public defender from Latah County where he's being charged from? I mean, why did they have to bring Ann Taylor in from 85 miles to the north? Why didn't they just get a public defender there? He did his crimes in Moscow, Latah County. How come he's not having a Latah County public defender? Why is he getting Ann Taylor? Is it just because she's qualified to handle a potential death penalty case? Well, there's lots of other lawyers around. I'm sure there's public defenders in the Adaho County, Boise area that can handle that matter. Let me know what you think. We'll talk soon. Keep sending emails to these people. They're public officials. You have the right to know. Everyone be safe. God bless.